Hello everybody. I actually am working on a project. And I pulled my phone out before I finished. I have started, but I thought I'd tell you what my new project is. Well, it's been in the works, but I'm just now making a film. Alright. Film, video, same thing. Let me get this switched around. Here we have my 1984 Chevy half-ton square body 4-wheel drive. Pretty sure it's a 305 700 R4 208, and the half-ton axles, I'm pretty sure they're 308 gears because they really suck. The pickup's actually in pretty good shape, and it has a gooseneck ball in it. Not a great combination as far as I'm concerned. This motor, I'm pretty sure, has broken a ring, and this thing makes so much engine pressure, it's sick. Blowing oil out of everywhere. The PCV valve keeps trying to get blowed out while it's running. Motor leaking everywhere, out of the valve covers, the front seal, the rear seal, anywhere it can leak oil, it is leaking oil and slobbering everywhere. Definitely needs something done. The 700 transmission is not known for its strength and is starting to shift just funny. So, we have a 96 Chevy half-ton Vortec motor. So it's got the better motor and a 4L60E. And it runs, but it needs the brake booster replaced, all of the brake line, all of the rear brakes redone, and the new calipers for the front. And it has the pinion out of it. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be made into a box trailer because it is getting rough. It is, the rockers are like almost up to that body line. You can see through the box in several spots. So this is going to be a box trailer and parts. Then I also have my 70s Chevy with 3/4 ton axles and pretty nice aluminum wheels. The plan is to take the 3/4 ton axles because they're stronger, and it's either 410 or 456 gears, so they are a lot better gears, and the nice wheels, and put them in that, and pull the motor and transmission out of this and put it in that. I will have to use that transfer case on the back of this transmission, but it's a direct bolt-on. Because on these 90s Chevys, the drive shaft comes up the driver's side, and on them, they're on the passenger side. So that won't work. Otherwise, I could have left it, except it is the electric shift, and I don't like it as well as the actual linkage. So the plan is, pull this motor and tranny out, pull that motor and tranny out, put all of this in with the wiring, and then I have to pull the fuel tank out and put a fuel pump in it so I can run 60 PSI. So I'll have to run new fuel line, the fuel pump, to make this work fuel injected. The good thing with this motor is I do have the electric start for it, or the keyless start, so I can start it from inside the house and make that one run, which will be beneficial because with the carburetor on it, my wife does use this at work part of the time, and she floods it every time. She has a hard time with it. So the fuel injected, if she would have to, she could hit the key and it runs. I do need to finish my bumpers. I've got this piece that cuts off here already partway built, but that's at the end of the project now. We are working on getting it running and driving first, and then we'll put the motor and tranny in it, get it running, because we'll have to rewire it, and then we'll put the axles in it, I do have a different set of tires found for it, since them are pretty well racing slicks. And then we will have a really good running vehicle. And then my Tahoe, which is clear over there, you can't see it now, has developed a leak in the diff cover for the rear end. It is sweating 80-90 out of it. So I'm guessing it's got a rust holes in it, but I don't know. But I don't want to take it apart till I have that running, so I have this to drive. But I also need to get that done quickly. So the plan is get this motor and tranny out. I'm going to take the whole front end off because I'm parting this out. The front end's not horrible. It did have a deer damage, but I have brand new headlights and turn signals. So if anybody's close and needs parts, let me know. It has a pair of really nice doors that look like they've been repainted. The rest of it's pretty rusty. The inside's not bad, but it is really dirty. But it is what it is. But instead of fixing all of the stuff that's wrong with this one, I'm just going to, because we were going to just use this as her farm truck to use for picking, because it's got the 8-foot bed. But then this thing's got just enough issues with it that I think we're just going to knock it in the head. Well, I know we're going to knock it in the head and pull all of this out. Wiring will be fun. I'm not sure if we're using that PCM or if we're going to get a different one and repin it, because both ways work. But this one isn't as favorable. But if I'd get one off of like an LS motor or a newer one, then it would work, because they did put these Vortec 350s in to like 99 or something like that. And so you can actually get that. Well, and they went later in the vans. So this motor and transmission will work. And if I would ever want to put an LS motor in that, I would just have to repin the PCM, and then I can use my transmission. It'll already run the transmission, and then I just have to switch motor mounts. The good thing with this is this bolts into that. I don't have to change anything. We're probably just going to knock the exhaust off, cut the pipe. This exhaust manifolds aren't bad. These have the crappy smog tubes on them, the smog tubes, and it does have one that leaks that's rusted right here. So it needs replaced. So this is a quick way to fix that. And then I think that's all I really need to do. I might have to fight the power steering lines, but I've read on them that it's not hard to do. You just have to do it. And then the AC. I'm not sure what to do with it. I do have all my AC stuff on that one. I do have all the AC on this. I was trying to decide if I could make this AC work in that truck, but with the PCM and the electronics, I think I should be able to, as long as I can get the lines to hook up right. But it doesn't look like where I have everything to cheat. Plus, we're going to steal the nifty little light they have back there. Them things are awesome. If we can, we're going to try to accommodate the storage box. In the other one, it does have the washer fluid reservoir under it. So we'll take the one off of there, which we'll have to take off to make room for the PCM anyway, and the fuse box. Hopefully I can make the AC, or not the AC, I can't talk now, the cruise control work on this motor with that stuff in that truck. It is a drive-by cable, which means it still has a throttle cable on it instead of the newer ones that have throttle by wire, which is just a wire hook to it. So that makes that a hair easier. Just lots of little stuff. Lots and lots of little stuff. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is work on getting the fan shroud and radiator hoses off, because I have to have them off to pull the motor. I probably am going to unhook the lines at the AC pump to get it out, and then I can get them lines pulled over out of the way so I have room. I got the heater hoses, but I forgot this has that stupid design where it, oh no, it's getting my hand not, it's got the stupid design where it doesn't just have a hose barb on it, it has stupid. So that might get taken off and switched. Because the other hose just has a barb on it, I'm pretty sure. I thought. Yeah, because it hooks to the steel line here that runs behind the alternator. I thought it did. I forget. And then I get the serpentine belt, where it only takes the one belt to run the whole thing. They seem to be a little bit more bulletproof, less stuff to go wrong. It's just going to make for a better truck for me. So that is the plan. I don't know how much of this I will keep videoing because my fingers are cold because it's cold out. It's probably about 35 degrees out here right now, and so I was just working on mainly, I got the air box taken out. I did take the cover off for the throttle body. I will put a plastic bag and some rags in it before I do too much more, just so nothing gets in it. But I was trying to get all of the wiring I could get unhooked from the motor unhooked, so I can work on getting the wiring harness pulled away from the motor, because I have to have all of that off to pull the motor. So I might as well get the fan shroud and all that. And we got the battery cable that runs over. I know it's going to need replaced. I got to get new U-bolts for this because I can't get the 3/4 ton ones loose. These might, but I'm not worried about it. We'll get a torch, we'll cut them off, we'll switch them. But again, I need to get this in there before I worry about the axles, because I can drive with the crappy axles first. They're just not as strong and they don't have as good of a gear ratio, but they work. The motor's having issues, so that's why I need to get that one out. Lots of work, lots of wiring. If anybody has any tips or tricks on wiring, let me know, because we're gonna have lots of it. But 70s, 80s, and 90s. And then I do have one over there too, but it's an 80s also because it's got the square headlights. But it's a pickup cab on a blazer frame, so it's really short, and I need to get my axle put back under it. But this one's going away. It's going to be, this motor and tranny was purchased for the yellow Jeep. I've talked about that. Yes, it's still sitting there in the same spot from when I got it moved. I've just been so busy this year, I never got to it. I need to get that motor out. I need to take the axles out. That's going to be a box trailer because we always need one. This one might be the one that it becomes our oil tank hauler for hauling our used oil for a greenhouse. I'm going to take this cabin front clip and set it over in the weeds. That way if I need parts, I have it. These trucks are getting harder and harder to find. And then the axles, well, this rear axle will go in that box trailer because it's just a 1/2 ton, it won't matter. And then we'll put the good ones in that. And then these are the full floater with the pucks. I can kind of show you that on my Jeep because it has a 3/4 ton Chevy front axle. And they have the big drive pucks in them instead of the lockout. You know how a lot of them you can lock in and out for 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive? These are the better heavy 3/4 ones that have the puck. They're a little bit tougher. The lockouts tend to break on them, and it won't now. And see, and here's the lockout for the 1/2 ton. And see, and they bolt on the side. These bigger 3/4 ton ones, the older bigger 3/4 ton ones, they actually had bolts that went around where that puck is, and so the lockout is bigger. It looks more like a 1-ton Dana 60 front axle. But after driving this thing today, I got to get it fixed. I got to get my bumper put back together or finished. Then I'm going to look for a box. If somebody is close with decent box sides, I may be interested after I get this done. But as of right now, my effort is going into switching motors as quickly as possible so I can drive this truck. So I guess I've rambled on for about 14 minutes. And I'll switch you back this way. Since I've talked for 14.5 minutes, 14:45, I better just say thanks for watching. I'm going to get this worked on, and that'll be in a part 2. Lots of work to do. I don't really have time to do it, and the garage is pretty well full, so it's gonna really suck. But if I can get that motor out, I may see if I can borrow a shop, throw the motor and tranny in the back, take it up, switch it inside of a heated shop, and go from there. But you guys take it easy, be careful, safe. Oh, and deer season is coming up. It actually started today, or yesterday. Yeah, started yesterday, and that's for our first gun season. Second gun season starts next weekend, and I will definitely be going out. I have no idea if I will film it, but maybe I'll do an overview of it. I don't know. Sometimes we get busy and it's hard to film while you're doing stuff, but maybe I'll take some pictures and do an overview of what we do. But thanks guys for watching. Hit the like and subscribe. Ask questions, comments. I try to get back to them as best as I can. But thank you guys. Talk to you later.